And now, 3 rounds of Fade the Noise, bold takes, sharp bets, and guaranteed heat. Introducing first, the hosts, Joe and Aaron.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fade the Noise. This is episode 11. Happy Friday. I hope everyone's had a great week and made a lot of money this week and this past weekend from our last show. Joining us today, we've got the sponsor and CEO of Moneyline Hacks, Joe. Joe, how's your week going? How's your day going? Looking forward to anything this weekend?
Doing great. Everything's good. Another good weekend of UFC last week. Killing tennis. Went 4-1 on tennis yesterday. Beautiful day. Ready to get out there and play. Yeah, nothing more else I could say. It's a beautiful day today.
It really is. I even dabbled in a little bit of tennis and made some money, so I'm happy. Not to mention the UFC picks working out perfectly. And we've also got Aaron with us today. Aaron, how are you doing? You had a good week? Good betting experience? Any good games?
Baseball's finally done with this little standstill. Trades are done. Everything's over. But I've just been riding this tennis train, man. It's been keeping me interested in something. I'm ready today for the new month. Finally, baseball, though. Finally back to normal.
Yeah, I hear you. All-star breaks in any sport is always kind of a showstopper as far as gambling goes because everyone wants to rest. Sweet. Well, let's cover what's happened. It's been an incredibly busy week news-wise. So, from the things that I saw, Luka is looking shredded. I'm very jealous. I don't know what he's doing. I don't want to do that, but I can't wait to see how the Lakers look next year with this new and improved version of him. And then that was a personal anecdote, but to dive into topics, we've got a potential standoff. I don't want to say standoff, actually. Parsons and the Cowboys are in a contract dispute. Pretty much the entire world, except for the Jones family, agrees he should get paid now and be paid well. Stephen A. is ripping the Jones family, and not for the normal reasons. So, do you guys have any thoughts on that? I personally think that it's Jerry being Jerry and Steven being Steven, and I kind of hate them both. As a Cowboys fan, Joe, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, Jerry is being Jerry. As a Cowboy fan here, it is frustrating, but just tune out the noise. They always get the deal done. It's always later than it should be. We end up having to pay more than we should. If you add up what we're going to pay Micah, what we paid CD, and what we paid Dak, if you add up what we could have paid them when we paid them earlier versus what we actually did pay them, there's over 10 million left on the table, which could have paid Derrick Henry. So there's a lot that Jerry does during this season when it comes to not paying his players and wanting to be in the news for this reason. It's like a game to him, even though these players aren't playing about their money. Micah said he needs to feed his family, just like Jerry needs to feed his family. So it's getting ugly, and Micah, he's not CD or Dak. He'll speak out, so that's why the drama looks a little worse. But I think it's still an overreaction to think that he won't get paid.
Okay, when do you think, if you had to guess, preseason, postseason, like next off season?
Yeah. So the very first game of the year is Cowboys versus Eagles. I'll say an hour before that game starts.
Okay. I don't know what the odds on that bet would be. I'm skeptical because I feel like the Jones family is horrible and cheap somehow for being one of the most successful franchise owning sports families
They're
in the
not
world.
even cheap. They overpay. So they end up they look cheap, but then they end up paying more than they should. They're just dysfunctional right now.
That's a better way to put it. I agree. Aaron, what are your thoughts? I know earlier we were talking, you mentioned you hope Micah gets out. I vehemently oppose that viewpoint. What do you think is going to happen?
I bet he gets paid. I texted Joe last night, I think, and it's just like Micah either gets paid before it's season or I forget what I said. But I was reading something this morning. I guess Jerry Jones being Jerry, something along the lines of paying more money and him not being there a full season. It's like I've done that with Dak pretty
Yeah,
much.
I
I'm
know what you mean.
also in the same. All I can think about is like, well, get some damn help, man. He works his ass off. He's never gonna stop working hard. He's gonna get injured again. Give him some help, or he's gonna leave. and he's gonna have some help, and he's not gonna be injured, and it's all gonna be fine. But he ain't never gonna stop working hard.
Exactly. The injuries are a inevitable thing, and I know what you're talking about. There was the whole thing with Stephen Jones saying like, you have to want to get paid. Yeah, because he doesn't want a fat bag. Okay, Stephen. And Stephen A. Smith went off on him for it, and I thought it was hilarious. But you guys can catch up on that on YouTube. I know it's there because I watched it, and it's very much worth watching. It's hilarious. Stephen A's like, "How'd you get your job, huh?" It was good. In other news, Terry McLaurin requested a trade from the Commanders. I know we're starting off with a lot of football stuff today, and it's because we're about to dive into football season. It's going to be one of the most exciting times on the show. I encourage you to stay in. So thought we'd start including that news, and you know where to go for any football related picks, opinions, thoughts, even fantasy. Join the Moneyline Hacks Discord. You can find it on Dub Club or Winnable. And so Terry McLaurin requesting a trade is a big deal. I know he's about to turn 30, and that's kind of the deciding factor. He wants to be making like 30 million. I don't know. I would say pay him because he's been consistent and loyal throughout the years. He has been a very veteran, consistent presence on the Commanders, and I know everything's exciting. They just got Jaden, but Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, he wants to be paid. He saw DK Metcalf just got paid. He wants to be in that range. He thinks he deserves it, and he's a great wide receiver. So yeah, let him hold out. Don't trade him if you're the Commanders, and make him play. It does suck that it's come to this point for them, and as a Cowboys fan, I hope it goes to the worst. But it's another thing that might be blown out of proportion. You know, a lot of these deals that end up getting done by the time the season starts, but him asking for a trade is a big deal. You know, you don't see Micah Parsons asking for a trade, and that's the difference here. You never saw Dak asking for a trade. You never saw CeeDee Lamb asking for a trade. Jerry Jones, unfortunately, is very good at this situation, and because he does it a lot, the Commanders don't do this a lot. They actually pay their people when they should, and because they don't do this, because this doesn't happen as often as it does with the Cowboys, it does leave more questions, and it is a little more bleak for a player to say, I need a trade from this team. That's not good at all. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Right now, we're at the climax, I feel like, of the drama in Washington. Them wanting a trade, it's a big deal. So, let's see what happens after this.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't go to an NFC East team, I don't really care.
I
But
mean, how many
we
more
shall
wide
see.
receivers could we have? The Cowboys have one of the best wide receiver duos. The Eagles have a good wide receiver duo. The Giants aren't going to do anything. So I have no worry about McLaurin
Yeah.
going to a rival.
And
And if he does go to the Giants, come on. You're just going to get paid. You're not going to win any games.
Send him to the 49ers. They need the help.
So you're
That's funny.
saying, because now Washington has Debo, so you're saying do a little trade?
Exactly. That's funny. Aaron, anything to add or no?
I mean, what'd you say he was, 30, 31?
He's about to turn 30, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could see both angles.
Yeah,
Where
it's one of those
kind of,
things.
like Commanders don't, I wouldn't want to pay. I mean, I guess I could. I don't know. I could see where they're kind of leaning it towards not, but 30 million, I could see why he wants it. I could see why they don't want to give it to him, I guess what I'm trying to say in short. And if he was going to leave, then I would just probably I'll find a future some way. It ain't going to be like no winners or nothing, but I'd maybe quarterback yards or something. Like maybe he goes to New England or some shit, like they got the money to pay him. I mean,
All we can do is wait and
Drake May
see,
probably
really.
get some. I would think about it, It wouldn't. I could care less about the trade though in general. I mean, as I like McLaurin, but he ain't going to Houston, so
Yeah, I hear you. So last up, we got MLB trade deadline just passed. Twins had a massive sell-off. Like the full list was mind-boggling. Correa went back to Houston, and Mullins went to the Mets. I saw a picture of the giant leaping catch he made for them, and I thought it was crazy. Incredibly talented. I don't know why the Twins are having a fire sale, but still one of the most insane trade deadline events we've seen in recent years. Either of you got anything to add on top of that? Or
I'll let the MLB expert Aaron handle this. It was, there was a lot of stuff going on with that. Very shocking. And like you said, the Twins just opening house. So got to wonder what their plan is moving forward.
yeah. I mean, we gotta bring up the Twins here in a minute, anyways. But I mean, there's trades to talk about. A lot of pitching trades too. I mean, you get some like you brought up Mullins and who was I'm looking for Nestor Cortez went to the Padres. That's a pitcher too. Tosh Bradley to the Twins. I didn't see that.
Yeah, a
I mean,
lot of trades.
the O's dumped some bats. Like there was so much going on yesterday. I was more kind of engaged in these pitchers and these bullpens going back and forth. But
That's
it
good.
was like, as far as entertainment and quantity, maybe quality, maybe not so much quality, quantity and entertainment. Yeah, it was a pretty volatile yesterday, past couple
No
days.
kidding. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what they decide to do as a result of that trade to free up money, whatever it might be. I
I'm
can't
sure
say.
everybody kind of thinks the Padres are just stacked and going
Yeah, I don't like
going
that.
places now.
Being a Dodgers fan, the Padres picking these
Yeah,
people up. Even though I'm one to talk with my team picking all these people up, I'm like, when I see another team do it, especially the Padres, and they were good last year. Like they took the Dodgers all the way to Game 5 in that first round. And had they beat the Dodgers last year, they could have been the champs. So they're no joke.
you get the Yankees damn rebuild a damn perfect bullpen also, damn near. I mean, they could use. I think we were looking the other day, maybe another lefty arm or two, but
They still
they're
got Aaron
pretty
the
stacked in the
choke
bullpen.
artist Judge. Aaron
Yeah,
Judge. Aaron Judge is like Aaron Rodgers. Okay,
Oh
a
my
goat regular season player, and postseason comes around.
God, that is so mean.
It is, but I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Dodger fan. That's what we do here.
I hear it.
It's like
I
you go
hear
on
it. You're
Stephen A's
not
show
wrong.
after a Cowboy loss. Cowboy fans don't watch that show. Okay, we stay far away. So if you're a Yankee fan and we beat you in the World Series, the following show it might be a little rough to watch.
Sleep in, all right?
Sleep in.
Yeah, Stephen A does do that a lot every time the Cowboys screw up in royal fashion. I see like a video of him in a robe on his couch the next morning because he couldn't wait to talk about it. Just all
That night
right, man.
sometimes.
Yeah. Well, even though this is a yearly thing, debatably a monthly thing, we'll see what happens this season. And
yeah.
with that, we're gonna go past the news and new information. Joe, can you give us a quick recap of last weekend's UFC? The picks that were on the show were Whitaker versus RDR, Bryce versus Saeed. I want to say those were swept and swept cleanly. I hope I'm not misremembering, but feel free to elaborate.
Yeah, so last week we're talking actual VIP package. VIP members were eating good again, winning nearly 10 units last week. Fight one. I think we had 12 fights. 9 out of the 12 fights were profitable. We bet every single fight. So first fight, we cashed a big underdog at plus 210. We won fight 2 as well. Dropped fight 3. Fight 4 with Tabitha Ritchie. We put our money on the money line with her, won that. Grant, we had the spread on him, plus 3.5. He won that. He took on Blackshear, got the plus 3.5. Muslim Salikov, he actually got hit his spread, and his spread was plus 3.5, plus 215. We put a unit on that, picked up a couple units there easily. And those are just the prelims. The main card was pretty much the same thing. Won every fight but one on the main card. And then our play of the day was Asu Alambayev money line. We had 3 units on him, and the line was minus 108. Picked up a quick 2.5 units there pretty easily. And then, yeah, the main event and VIP, we had Whitaker and Renader Ritter to go over 2.5 rounds. And after a couple scares early on where Renader Ritter got dropped and um, yeah, he was able to last, and it went to decision, and we cashed that last bet as well. So last week was just a killer week altogether. If you love betting UFC, this is definitely the group for you. So tap in with the Discord Moneyline Hacks Network. And yeah,
Yeah, I hear it. I was there for it. For anybody watching, just soft reminder, follow the system. I am undisciplined and do dumb shit a lot, and I pay for it. And fortunately, I'm part of the group that has enough good picks and values to overcome the dumb things that I do. Don't be me. Just bet responsibly. What Joe says, follow the system. You will be happy. I promise. And yeah, and did you? I remember reading something earlier in the week. Did you think there's anything controversial about because RDR versus Whitaker ended in decision, right?
Yeah,
Was there anything
split
controversial about that?
decision. Split decision for RDR. I think it should have been unanimous. It was closer
Okay.
than it should have been, I think. Nothing else that I'm remembering off the top of my head that was controversial.
Okay. Well, a lot of people just argued, like, well, I say a lot of people. I saw media people saying, well, Whitaker should have won, or he did enough, and this, the normal UFC goes to the judges.
I think it was just a
drama.
close fight. I think the right decision was made.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it. And real quick before we go on to tomorrow's card, Bryce versus Saeed. What Thug Nasty? Hate saying it every time. Is back, I guess.
Yeah, Thug Nasty's back. Yeah, I mean, he did well. We were on him as well. We were on his money line. He picked up a unit for us, so he did good. He looked like his old self. He's fought high level competition. He's fought Ilya Taporia. He lost against him. I think that was his first loss. Fought Josh Emmett, who's just a killer, knocked him out. And then he fights John Silva, who's gonna be next in title contention, and very well could win that belt against Volkanovski. So he's fought some good people. I know that Bryce Mitchell did move down, and now he's fighting people in a different division. But he looked great at 135, and yeah, he did his thing.
Okay. Well, quick note for everyone on planet Earth: Volkanovski will retire on top. He's my idol. And as a future short bald man, I hope to be like him at some point in my life, minus the excessive money and fitness. But cool. So we're going to go on. Tomorrow we've got UFC Fight Night, relatively weak card. Today we're just going to talk about Tyra versus Park. Joe, you want to introduce us to these guys and what you think is going to happen?
Yeah, so tomorrow's main event for UFC, like you said, is not a strong card with talent and stars, veterans. It's more up and comers, foreign fighters that are brought to the scene that have low level experience. So that's what the card's stacked with. Doesn't mean it's not going to be exciting. Doesn't mean it won't be a banger. Doesn't mean we're not going to make a ton of money. Doesn't mean we won't have our long shots like we normally do. Plus 800 in cash. Just means, it's more top heavy. So the main event is great. Tatsuro Taira, a Japanese star in the UFC, versus Park Yun Sung. And these are two top dogs, up and comers, two prospects. Tatsuro Taira, he's really well rounded. He's known as a grappler, has dynamic grappling, but also known to be just really well rounded. Has good striking. Only has one loss. He lost to Brandon Royval in his last fight, so it is a bounce back fight. I think he's like 16-1, getting a bounce back fight against Royval, who just lost against Van. But Tyra lost a split decision against Royval, so it's cool because Tyra was the guy. He was the one that was the prospect, and now Van is, after beating Royval the same day that Tyra lost to. Now Royval has taken his shine, kind of. So Tyra wants to get back in there. I know he wants a dominant win, and when he's on top position, his grappling is top notch. He finishes people a lot. 47% of his wins come by sub, and while his striking is getting better and better, it's not elite. He has somewhere around a 45% striking defense. Park Yun Sung, he's a Dana White Contender Series alumni. And if you don't know what Dana White Contender Series is, that actually starts in 10 days. We'll be having live fights we bet on Tuesday, and it's the best fighters that UFC. It's the best fighters outside of the UFC fighting to get into the UFC and get a contract. So stay tuned more from that next week. But yeah, this Park Hyun Sung, he is a Dana White Contender Series alumni, and he has a 100% finish rate. He's dangerous. He has great striking, carries surprising pop for this division. It's 125-pound fighters, but he hits like he's a 185-pound fighter. He's an accurate striker. He has strong counters. Sometimes overextends or throws wild. He could leave which could leave his hips exposed for the takedown. And I think that's what will happen. I think Tyra is going to expose his striking. I think Park will put himself in a position to be taken down. I think Tyra gets top control and gets the finish. If you bet sub, it's a little better than any finish, but don't bet sub. Bet any finish because he could knock him out. It's well rounded. Any finish is minus 110. It's a very good line for that. So I'm getting too deep into what bets I like a lot, so let's save it for the best bet segment. But yeah, that's the UFC preview for tomorrow.
Sweet. Thank you for the insight. Yeah, just checking the odds. Everything you said completely valid and wise beyond our combined years. Honestly, you said 100% finish rate.
Yep, 100%.
Ridiculous for the weight class. Every time I see the lighter guys fight, well, I'm not going to finish that sentence because I feel like some guy that's 130 pounds is going to punch me in the face and knock me out on the street. More just, I'm always like, how do you finish each other? Like,
Yeah.
you can't have that
Well,
much power. That's impressive.
yeah, you're right. It is impressive. Too bad it was false. I was wrong. It's 90% finish rate. So he has 10 wins. He has 10 wins, 4 by knockout, 5 by submission. It's just going to be volatile. Even though I said he's like more of a knockout guy or striker, he is well rounded as well. I just think Tatsuro Taira is more well rounded. He has almost double the fights. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. Definitely watch this main event.
I'm sure the prediction will be spot on. I mean, whether it's knockout or submission, finish is
Yeah.
a finish.
90% finish rate as a 125er is still very impressive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for covering the main event for us for tomorrow. And now we're going to go on into the MLB slate. We've got pretty good bunch of games to talk about. We're going to start off with Joe's favorite team, but we are going to begin with Aaron. Aaron, what do you think about Dodgers at Rays? There's Kershaw versus Baz. Dodgers are slight favorites. Last time, I know I kind of shit on Kershaw. I feel like Angel might have as well, and he had an amazing game. Well, last time we discussed him on the show anyway. And so yeah, what are your thoughts?
I don't think I participated in the shitting on Kershaw festivities that day. But I was kind of just looking at a way to not back Shane Baz. But everybody's got to come off a couple bad games and get right, positive regression. He's still kind of the whole season struggling over 3.4, well, over 300 WOBA versus lefties and righties. I mean, I think it was July, maybe beginning of July, he started picking up, he started using the cutter more, and he was really doing well with it. I think he had like 15 innings and like 20 Ks or something like that.
Wow.
But not lately. And Dodgers hit that cutter top 10ish in the MLB right now, I guess you could say, or through the season. Last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I was big on saying Dodgers can't hit a fastball, but they're kind of, I don't know, they're feeling their way back around, and everything, all the hype's done and over. There's no Dusty May. We don't got to count on that guy. I think they got rid of, one guy's hurt. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Bullpen guy, blows Dodgers games. Yeah, I just like the Dodgers numbers. I hardly looked at the Rays. It's not that pitcher friendly of a park to be in. The weather's nice. Excuse me. Touch on the weather. I didn't really look at the weather, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, wind blowing out right field, right center was 27% home runs. Good enough, I guess. But yeah, I'm just not sure on the race. I'm not sold on the team at all, to be honest.
That's okay. Is
Not
there
with
an angle you
Baz.
like?
Yeah,
Angle,
actually,
angle, not a pick, just for clarification.
kind of like him to get hit up early, as like the Dodgers to get down on Baz and make him leave the game. Rio supposed to be good yesterday, as was supposed to be good last time. Bradley's quietly effective, and you trade him. This Rays team don't want to win games. That's how I feel.
All right, cool. Well, that's a nasty way to put that. I don't think I've ever heard the term make him leave the game, but I like it a lot. Yeah, I appreciate the insight. We're going to switch over to Joe now. Joe, what are your thoughts on the Dodgers and Rays matchup? They're in Florida. I don't know how different the weather is in each place. Honestly, always lived in the middle.
Yeah, well, yeah, for Clayton Kershaw versus Shane Baz, it could be one of Clayton Kershaw's final career starts. In my opinion, he's still got it since coming off the IL. He's held 2.61 ERA, 0.93 WHIP. I think he'll be pretty motivated and focused. He does show up late in the season. Baz, he's got a leaked strikeout, but his command's shaky. He walked 3+ in back-to-back starts, and that's not ideal versus the Dodgers. The Dodgers are 42-30 on the road, and they have one of the highest OPS in the National Leagues away from home. So they're gonna play. They should play well today. They actually all their advanced metrics just seem to go against Bass. Matches up poorly for him. They're top five. Dodgers are top 5 in MLB and WRC plus. Versus right-handed pitchers, they're top 3 in walk rate. And we just explained Boss walks a lot, so look for that. Look out for that a lot tonight. The bullpen's also a mismatch. 2.4 ERA over the last 30 days. One of the best in MLB, if not the best. Rays are solid too as well, though. They sit in fifth in the same span. But and yeah, you have Tropicana Field. It's a pitcher-friendly park, but we've seen the weather there today. If I have to lean, I'll lean Dodgers today. I think Kershaw's edge, his bullpen dominance, and the Rays' poor splits, they give LA a value edge. There's a playoff atmosphere here. It's likely a close one, in my opinion, but Dodgers have more ways to win.
Yeah, I agree. That makes perfect sense. I was just looking up the walks lines on DraftKings. They're Kershaw and Baz are listed at 2+, but Baz 2+ walks is minus 165 to Kershaw's plus 115. So yeah, it seems like you guys are spot on. At least Vegas agrees. We'll see what happens. I know my opinions. The Rays suck. So that feels mean to say, but actually that's mean. The Dodgers are good, just as a team. So we'll go with that. And next up we've got
It is Japanese Heritage Night for Tampa Bay that night, by the
Oh
way.
yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Okay, yeah. So we were looking at LA. That's in like 3 days, I think. But apparently it's Japanese Heritage in Tampa Bay.
Some people get off on weird little ways to bet things and I was looking at it, and there's apparently a boatload of people on Otani to go crazy tonight
Yeah,
because
I
it's
mean,
Japanese Heritage Night in
we
Tampa
got the
Bay.
Japanese players out in
yeah, why
LA.
not? Like that's I mean, you could literally make that bet any given night, but Japanese Heritage Night, sign me up. We'll look at that in a little bit. If I remember later before we end the show, I'll check out and see if there's any specific line changes associated with that game. And then we've got Twins at Guardians next up. Twins just had their huge fire sale. We've got Joe Ryan versus Gavin Williams. The Guardians are slight favorites since I'm surprised the Twins still have a full team to play with. Joe, you want to start us off on this one?
Yeah, so the pitching matchup is Joe Ryan on the Twins versus Gavin Williams on the Guardians. Joe Ryan's he's heating up after a midseason dip. He's locked back in 2.25 ERA over his last 4 starts. Increased velocity and swinging strike rate shows him returning to legit form. He's also been great versus Cleveland this year. 13 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 18 strikeouts over 2 starts. Gavin Williams, 2.86 ERA at Progressive Field. He's generating a 32% whiff rate at home. His ability to limit hard contact is crucial versus power heavy Twins lineup. Actually, not as crucial anymore with the fire sale, I guess. Yeah, Twins, they have boomer bust offense, and that was before the fire sale. So they live and die by the long ball team, especially on the road. Yeah, 2 pitchers. They're both in rhythm. The weather's suppressing offense, in my opinion. Both lineups are likely going to struggle to string together any runs. It's a strong setup for a low scoring duel. So if you're going to play this game, I would play the under on this match.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Winds are also blowing today from left center. So expect the deep fly balls to die at the warning track. So I love the under on this game.
Great tip, great insight. Aaron, what do you have for us on this one?
This shell of a team. Yeah, I love that under, honestly. I like Gavin Williams. I like the fact that he could get down against this team. They were hitting him well, but they're all gone now. Or they were able to hit him around 9th to 11th best, hang around with those guys in the MLB, but all those guys are gone now. And Buxton's hurt. I don't know. I don't know when the team will figure bats out. I'm not sure if Larnick left. I don't think Larnick left. He stayed, I believe. Yeah, but like I like everything he brought up about Joe Ryan. Dude's probably one of the better pitchers in the league consistently. And the only thing that I think I blindly picked Cleveland last night only because what happened in the trades and they got rid of Griffin Jacks. I think that's when I decided to bet um, the Guardians, one of their closer. Yeah, I'm not sure. I really need to build a new sample size on the Twins because I can't really go off of their last 5, last 30, last 14. I mean, they're a new team now.
Agreed.
Not really anything I was stressing about, but Orion somehow is going to find a way to shove. Still
Exactly.
Guardians bats.
Joe Ryan's a stud. Still have the Guardians bats. Team-wise, it's going to be a toss-up. Like you said, it's going to be a brand new sample and sample size just because, so many team changes, so much movement at the deadline. So, yeah, I mean, still appreciate the insight, backing up what Joe said, supporting Joe Ryan. We'll wait till the lock it in segment to see if we've got anything conclusive bet-wise for the audience. Otherwise, thank you. Appreciate the clarity on that. And let's look at our final matchup. We've got Rangers at Mariners. Jack, I feel so bad. Okay, you said later, right?
Leader, I think, right?
Lighter.
Jack
Lighter.
How are we both? Okay. Whatever. We've got Jack versus Logan Gilbert. Mariners are very juicy favorites. We're going to start off with Aaron for this one. Aaron, what are you thinking about Rangers and Mariners? I want to say it was like minus 200?
Yeah, the
Minus
Mariners are getting up there.
192. Yeah. Low total for this one, too, actually. Last one was a total of 7. This one's at 7.5.
Yeah, and I like backing Logan Gilbert, but I'm not a fan of Kumar Rocker, and I think he did fairly okay yesterday. I think it may have been scoreless when he left. I didn't watch the game. I was watching that practice NFL game. A bunch of people playing that are not going pro.
So mean.
But he's good. I compared, arguably better numbers than Kumar Rocker's last 2 starts. Last 4. It's kind of questionable on the road, and obviously, it's the Mariners. It's usually like a under score ballpark there, but Mariners can't hit right-handed pitchers still. It doesn't matter who they have in their lineup. Still, they got 2 of the best home run hitters in the league, so it's kind of hard to just jump all over a team here, but they're a stacked team that has trouble hitting right-handed pitchers, and I don't think that's where Suarez went, right? Yeah, I think Gino is the only one now that is no doubt gonna hit righties. So, they're working on it. I could say I could build an argument for Seattle to do the same thing with less runs and win a low-scoring game here, but I don't. I chose to put my hat on today, man. You know? I like this matchup here, to be honest. It's a big important series too, you know?
Oh, shit. I'll get to this in a second. Joe, do you want to give your quick recap? I just got some supposedly breaking news. We'll see the validity of it, but
Yeah, so let me
okay.
do my quick little spiel. We got Leader versus Gilbert on this Rangers versus Mariners game. Gilbert is obviously the better between the two pitchers in the pitching matchup. Gilbert has a 3.12 ERA at T-Mobile Park. He holds opponents to .219 batting average there. He's in rhythm, 4 straight quality starts and elite control. I think the Rangers are in trouble. They haven't been doing too well over the last 10 games, and I think their ERA has fallen to almost 5. Mariners are, they're pretty hot right now. The bullpen edge is also clear with a 2.91 ERA over the last 15 days. They're consistent, deep, rested. I like the Mariners money line today. The leader's just too volatile. Gilbert's too sharp. Seattle's has all the momentum with superior bullpen and some pretty clutch bats at times. So if you actually get the run line, you'll get some good plus money value. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, yeah. Run line's always a solid bet value-wise, and if you decide to take the money line, probably a same game parlay, throw in one of the massive trade personnel that are almost a guaranteed hit, but also do your own research. So I don't know. Joe, did you see what I saw?
No, what happened?
So Adam Schefter just reported Micah Parsons posted on social media that he wants to be traded from the Cowboys. I didn't mean to ruin your day or your
Wow.
weekend, but mine just got ruined too. So what do we think? Honestly, negotiating tactic? If Jerry's going to be a bitch, which that's one of the few things I have no problem saying on something that's going to go public, because Jerry Jones is the worst.
Yeah,
Looking at the camera as I say that.
yeah, because
Stop.
Jerry better be watching this. Yeah, that's pretty crappy. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about it shouldn't get to this point. Again, if it's gonna get to this point with someone, it would have been Micah. CD probably wouldn't have done that. Dak definitely wouldn't have done that. So it's not like a shocker, but it isn't good for it to get to this point regardless. That's why Jerry just should be paying these people when he needs to pay them. Trading Micah would be, if we got great pieces back, we could actually build the team if we did it right. But that's just not a guy you want to trade. That would hurt. So
It would, and it's not going to happen anyway because they haven't signed him to a damn deal. Value-wise, whoever picks him up, whoever would agree to trade for him would end up having to pay him so much money that it would ruin the trade value from the Cowboys' perspective.
yeah, and then they could also franchise tag him next year. It's just going to cause more problems, though. He's not Dak. I don't think he would be with a cool head. And yeah, it's just not good at all. And it's Jerry being Jerry. If you would just pay him, we wouldn't get to this point. That's the type of guy you pay. McLaurin's a little different. He's not Micah Parsons. Like, Parsons is the most skilled and best player on our team. You just pay a guy like that. Like, he has no problems. It's just ridiculous that it got to this point.
Yeah, Dak's a great guy. I respect the hell out of him, but yeah, you pay a guy like Micah before Dak. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's a negotiating tactic just because their whole feud has gone so public, but
It's just
we're
like,
going to obviously.
yeah. It's not even like before you pay Dak because they're on 2 different years. It's more of just, I see why they did this with Dak. He was in a weird position. He's not as good as Mahomes, and he's going to get Mahomes money. It's just, why would you do this with Micah? Like, everything you want in a football player, that's what Micah is. So you pay guys like that.
Yeah, he voluntarily shows up for things he doesn't have to contractually. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. I apologize to everyone watching for the interruption. I thought it was crazy news. We've got, a top 3 defender in the league going through this kind of dispute at this point in the season, final year of his rookie contract, and it seemed worth mentioning. We're going to wait and see. There's never any telling how these things are going to work out. Jerry's going to do Jerry things. So let's move on to our Lock It In segment. I'll go ahead and kick it off. I know Angel couldn't be here today. He had some familial obligations, so I'm going to read his picks for everybody. So first up, we've got Trevor Rogers pitching for Baltimore, and we're going to do over 4 strikeouts for him. And then for the Phillies and Detroit game, NRFI. And I'm not going to give you any context because I haven't looked at it, honestly. These are Angel's picks. He knows what he's talking about. Have faith in the man. He knows his deal. Just do it.
Yeah, and for those of you just tuning in, Angel's our other host, our other recurring guest on this show. If this is your first episode, you'll see him often. He's great at what he does. So those are his 2 best bets.
That's fair. Did not think about first-time viewers. Thank you very much. Yeah, Angel's great, and we will move on to, let's start with Joe. Lock It In segment. What are your picks for the audience today?
Yeah, so for Lock It In today, I have 2 best bets. Let's go with the first bet, which is MLB related. Let's go back to that Twins Guardians matchup. I love that under 8 total runs. I absolutely love that line, or it might be 7.5. But Joe Ryan and Gavin Williams both in great form. The Guardians' offense is low power. Twins strike out too much to string together big innings, and it's just going to get worse with their team selling off players now. Weather, I think it's 10 miles per hour wind blowing in. That's going to dampen the fly ball distance as well. Both bullpens ranked top 8 in ERA over the last 30 days. So I think That's a solid play to do today. So lock it in under 8 total runs for Twins and Guardians. For our best bet number 2 now, let's go over to UFC. Tomorrow is Tatsuro Taira versus Park Yun Sung. My best bet for this fight is going to be Tatsuro Taira any finish. I think this fight's just going to be a war. I think it's going to be high firepower. I think it's going to be volatile. I think these guys may be 125 pounders and they could go all day and definitely get the decision. But I think it's just two dogs, two killers. I think they're just going to go at each other. And they both have almost an even amount of submissions as knockouts. So whether this is in the ground or this is standing, you're sure to see some fireworks. Tyra, he doesn't just win though; he dominates on the ground. So if he gets him down, he gets top position. Park's going to be in a world of trouble. I think Tyra, he's going to get it down there because he has more ways to win. And the more chaotic some of these MMA fights go, the easier it is to get that guy to the ground. And like I said, Park overextends on a lot of his shots. Sometimes he's off balance, and I look for Tyra to get him down to the ground and get a submission.
Thank you. Yeah, incredible insight, especially the overshooting component. That's incredibly valuable information. Even if you're looking to do a random same game parlay with takedowns, whatever. There's so many ways to win off of the information that you get by listening to the show. So thank you, Joe. And Aaron, what are your lock it in picks for the coming days?
I think it's just baseball today.
All right.
Going back to the Guardians game again, it's kind of like how can you take the Twins to win? I know you have Joe Ryan, but I mean they still got to finish the game out, and it's just I feel like it's going to be a tough thing for them to figure out. They got some bats that stayed that are going to be working on stuff. Maybe switching in lineup makes them 10 times better today, but I don't think so, you know. And I was thinking the Guardians were kind of going to be not like best team in the league or nothing, but they kind of went on a terrible slump there for the team they have. They kind of they need to dig out of that still. I think it's just a good spot at a good price, and maybe books haven't adjusted to how much the Twins lost, or maybe they have, or maybe it's just a pitcher. I'm just the number really. It's kind
So
of
you're
a
high on the Guardians?
yeah. I think so. I think they definitely find a way to get it done. I do like Gavin Williams lately,
That's
and then
great.
I only had the second one is the same deal for the Astros, and it's Hunter Brown coming off of not so great experiences lately. I mean, another positive regression deal. It's the minus 123 for the Astros,
Huh?
not Cooper Criswell. All right. Uh, it's just kind of just seems like I'm gonna take these two. I'm not. I'll pay for them. I don't know. It just seems like easy money there.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's a tough call. Like
Another
seems
thing,
too easy.
it's the Astros don't play at that stadium until the 11th. So Bregman is back. It's Bregman's first return. He was an Astro, you know, and Correa's back on the Astros. So there's going to be a lot of excitement there for Astros fans. You know, a lot of Correa jerseys, a lot of Bregman jerseys. I wear a Bregman jersey. Hunter Brown pitches. I mean, yeah, I just think there's going to be a lot of crowd hype behind Astros as well.
Take it. Your opinion is the rule here. Whatever you think is gonna happen, that's what we're going with. So we got Astros money line, we got Guardians money line. That sound right?
Yeah, and they're both actually minus 123 right now. Throw me on a hook and put me in the river, but I'm taking them.
Yeah, no. Great price for both. We talked earlier about the effect juice can have, so great price. Thank you, Aaron, for the insight. That's the end of the show. We're going to wait and see how some of the developing stories continue to grow and, in the case of the Cowboys, spiral out of control until the end of time because of the Jones family. And we'll see how all the baseball games go. I think obviously Joe's always a trustworthy source for anything sports related in general, MMA in particular. Put the lock it in bets in. You will not regret it. And I'd like to say good luck. Have a great weekend. Thank you to my co host, Joe. And our guest Aaron. Either of you have any signing off words?
Yeah, just sign that Laker contract tomorrow, Luca. Like right now, I'm hurting with Micah, so just sign that Laker contract, Luca. That's all I gotta say.
Fair
If
enough.
Micah goes to like the Steelers or some shit, that's gonna be anticlimactic.
It's not gonna happen. It's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
Micah for Shador. Let's go.
Oh my god. Well, with that insane last few words, we're signing off. Good luck. Hope everybody wins a bunch of money this weekend. We'll see you next week. Check out the Moneyline Hacks Discord. You won't regret it. And see you next time.
Let's cash.
Bye.